Alright, hello everyone. Today we'll be doing a concept video for Apex once again. A little bit of a quick one, not really too much effort into this one, but just some ideas and some things I would like to hear you guys talk about as well. And that is to do with this right here. As you can see, this 𝗲𝗂𝗂𝗏 looks a little bit weird. And that's because next season we are getting a new little feature to come to the game, and that's elite weapons. You'll see the 𝗲𝗂𝗂𝗏 has energy ammo, as well as an energy mag and a weird hop-up. And that hop-up basically indicates that this is an elite weapon. Same with the background as well. So these little indications basically say that this is a drastic change to the 𝗲𝗂𝗂𝗏 in order to make it essentially a completely different weapon. And this is the new kind of way that the developers are going and tackling, essentially technically adding new weapons to the game, despite not adding new weapons to the game, just to kind of make the game more interesting and make them better for the weapon pool a little bit more cool as well, without the need of adding new weapons. Now, I do think still we need new weapons, absolutely, because I get bored very easily of not having new weapons to play around with, as it is my favourite thing to come to the game, because weapons are in every single game of Apex, no matter who, what character, whatever you play, you're always going to have different weapons to use. So I would like to get some new ones, potentially. But yeah, these elite weapons will only be around for one season. Now, whether they are going to be doing, I'm assuming they're going to be adding more elite weapons in the future. Whether it will be every season or not, I don't know. But I'm assuming so. That would be really cool, and I would like that a lot, to be honest, to get an elite weapon every single season, because that'll make the game so fresh, it'll be unbelievable. But yeah, obviously the 𝗲𝗂𝗏 being an energy weapon and a burst pistol as well, that's what it is, will only stay around for this season, and then it will return back to what it was before, which I think is pretty cool, because then the original 𝗲𝗂𝗏 is not lost. But this gets me thinking, what about other weapons then? So if this is going to be a permanent feature, with it being elite weapons, and you'll even see on the ground as well when you hover over an 𝗲𝗂𝗏, it has like a little tag. You know, it has like the tag for pistol and energy, and it'll say elite as well. So it's like a new tag, it's a whole new system essentially to the game. So what other weapons could be the seasonal elite weapons? And I got thinking about some guns I've enjoyed in the previous games I've played, shooter games. And so, yeah, we're going to go over these, and this is probably my most favourite type of video to make, because I'm able to talk about previous games that I've played and what weapons made me enjoy them. So, I would say this one is my favourite, and also would probably be the most likely to actually come to the game, because if you guys don't know, I used to play Black Ops 3 a lot on this channel. A lot of the old content is kind of deleted now, because it is me basically uploading a lot of trash videos. But a lot of them are still there though, so that's good. But my favourite weapon in this game, the one that always sticks out to me, is the Banshee shotgun. This shotgun was so fun when it was added. It's obviously, if you don't know, BO3 is also a quite futuristic game as well. And so it basically, what I think should happen is the Peacekeeper should be the next elite weapon, and it should use some sort of functionality of the Banshee. So the Banshee, if you don't know what this weapon actually does, it basically is a shotgun that can actually be used for long range. What it does when you shoot it, it shoots out an energy ball. So of course for close range, it's really good because you just shoot and it instantly kind of just travels and hits the person. But it can also be used for longer range, but it does have a travel time though. So kind of picture the charge rifle with that energy ball when you shoot it, but it takes a lot longer to travel through the air, like as in like pretty slow. Um, so you kind of need to like predict where the enemy's gonna be like a second before they actually get to that position. And so it requires a lot of skill, and that's what I really liked about this weapon, is that when you get kills with this weapon at long range, you fucking love it. It is so good. Because it's a shotgun at the end of the day. It's a shotgun. And it's so fun. It's so fun. I'm honestly, I think it's one of the best weapons ever made in any video game. I have to tell you that right now. It is a shotgun. Obviously, it's great for close range. It insta kills in the game. But obviously, for Call of Duty standards, shotguns always insta kill pretty much. Um, but for long range as well, it is just so fun if you get them long range kills. It's hard to, but you know, if you're skilled with it, you can do it. And so I would absolutely love if this was the next elite weapon, the Peacekeeper, to get a rework where it just you charge it up and you just shoot a massive energy ball and potentially get long range kills with it. Obviously, there would be no like shotgun spread or nothing because it will all be congested in just one single big energy ball. So it would just do like a flat damage rate up at probably like 110 or something. Um, just a flat damage of 110. If you hit the person, it's 110. If you don't hit them, it's literally nothing. So that's it. And that would be so fun to like play as, to like use, and also to play games as well. Because I feel like if you start seeing energy balls flying towards you, that's pretty cool. Because like when I was playing against a person with a Banshee, you just you kind of like James Bond a little bit because you can dodge the balls as they're coming towards you. You know. Okay, so the next one is the Ajax LMG from BO3 again. Now, don't worry, not all these are from BO3. This is actually the last one I'm going to cover in BO3. There might do a second part to this, to be honest, because I like this a lot. But the Ajax was a very fun LMG to use because what would basically happen is you would have your ammo basically replenish in your magazine the more you kind of shoot. So you shoot people, and then ammo will just be fed into your magazine as you're shooting. Now, I believe the exact mechanic around this, it was a while since I've played this, probably about a decade, I think it's been. So, a while ago this was. But this one really stuck out in my head because I could see this in Apex, you know? So basically what it would be is about half a second after you shot, the reserve ammo would slowly start adding ammo to your main magazine. You couldn't actually reload this weapon. There was no way to reload it. This was the mechanic to actually reload. You had to wait a little bit. So very much kind of similar to the 𝗙star in a way, in the fact that you can't reload the 𝗙star. You have to wait for it to stop overheating. You couldn't actually overheat this weapon. You just couldn't run out of ammo. So I think I had about 100 ammo or something in the mag, maybe 150. So a lot of ammo, but if you ran out of that ammo, you would no longer have a weapon to use. You would have to wait for it to slowly start giving you the ammo back. And so I would like to see something like this. A weapon that has, like, maybe the 𝗏𝗂𝗁, a weapon that already has quite a lot of ammo in the mag. It would probably work quite well with the 𝗏𝗏𝗁 because I believe it has a similar rate of fire to this weapon as well. But if you are using too much ammo, that could come as a detriment because then you can no longer use it because it has to recharge that ammo for you. But of course, with this rework, it would give the 𝗏𝗏𝗁 a massive magazine, probably like 80 bullets, I would say. So you can literally start like go in the battlefield, just like start spraying people with the 𝗏𝗏𝗁. But if you use it too much, you're not going to have anything left. And the only way to reload is by waiting. So I think it's a very unique weapon mechanic, and it would be cool, obviously as a new weapon by itself, but it could be added as the 𝗏𝗏𝗁 Elite rework. Of course, a big one for me as well, and probably will come eventually as an elite weapon, is the Desert Eagle. I would say probably the most likelihood would be the Wingman, because it is similar to the Peacekeeper, a staple in the game. I was looking for one for the R99 and I found one, but then I just realized there was like the weapon that I did choose for it was literally the 𝗙star, just in a different game. So I'm still thinking for one for the R99. But I would say the three staple weapons of this game from the OG time was Peacekeeper, Wingman, R99. And so this is the second one of the three. The Wingman, I would say 100% could be easily reworked to be a Desert Eagle, have less ammo in a magazine, but obviously them shots that you do hit do like twice the damage. Easy little rework. Obviously having sniper ammo makes a lot of sense now if it is an actual Desert Eagle, because you know that's the whole point, is that it's very heavy ammo. And honestly, I would just love to see a Desert Eagle pistol in the game because we have quite a good variety of pistols now with the 𝗬𝗓45 being changed to energy, even though I know it's only temporary. But it would be very cool to see a Desert Eagle come to the game, like just as a new weapon. So, new weapon, Wingman, you know, rework, whatever it is, it would be cool to see a Desert Eagle. Just so you can get them, high damage, accurate shots that just kind of change the whole flow of the game, really. So the next one is actually for the R99. I know I said earlier in the video that I didn't have one for this, but then I realised that another one of the concepts that I did have was pretty much the same as what's already in the game, so that's why I've changed it, and now I've actually thought of an R99 one, and I thought of this one. From 𝗦𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗰𝗿 2, the Rattler. So the main premise of this weapon is that over time throughout when you use the weapon, the more you shoot of the weapon at one time consecutively, the faster the bullets come out of the weapon. And so that would be a really cool, unique mechanic for the R99, or another SMG really, any SMG really, where the bullets come out faster. Potentially the Vault, because I feel like a lot of these like kind of unique, different mechanics are more tied to the energy weapons than anything else, and I feel like the Vault is like the only energy weapon that actually doesn't have a unique mechanic in that way. Like a lot of the other weapons have like charge mechanics and stuff like that. The Vault actually has nothing, so this honestly would probably work best for the Vault, really, where you just start shooting, and then as you get like however far through the mag, then it starts ramping up how fast it actually shoots, and of course it is different to the Devotion in a way, because I know the Devotion does get faster and faster and faster the more you shoot it. It does also have a charge up, so I feel like with the Devotion it's a little bit different because you have to charge it up, you know what I mean? Like, you have to shoot how many bullets before you can even use the weapon, because without doing so, you shoot like 1 or 2 bullets in 1 second, you know? You shoot nothing. With this weapon, it'll already be like how the Vault is, you know? It shoots pretty quick, and you can kill people with it, but if you just hold it for longer, then you're able to get people killed even faster. So kind of thinking of like a more mobile Devotion that you don't have to charge up, but if you do, you're able to kill people even quicker. And then the last one is of course from Apex, because I always think of the double tap G7 and the double tap 𝗲𝗂𝘁 as well, and I think these two things haven't seen the light of day in ages in this game. Same thing with the R301 and Flatline anvil receiver as well, where you're able to essentially turn these into the G7. I think that's a little bit different though, because we already have weapons like that in the game, like the G7, you know. So it's a little bit less for that, but for the double tap though, it completely changed the way that the G7 and the 𝗲𝗂𝘁 work. It made them both burst weapons, which for the game of Apex Legends, there's not many burst weapons in the game. At least only recently we've actually started seeing more with the Nemesis and now the reworked 𝗲𝗁45, but it'll be cool to see more of these come into the game. So just adding a burst feature like the G7, you know, if just one season, alright, the G7, by the way, is just permanently double tap now, and we'll change some of the features for it and everything like that. It'll be cool to see something like that. And so yeah, for this system, we could just see little changes like this, where the weapon has just changed in some way, whether it be adding the double tap back, but just permanently instead, rather than a hop up, or as we've seen with the 𝗲𝗁45, completely changing its ammo type, making it a burst weapon, making it incredibly OP as well. Or we could see what my favourite would be the Banshee shotgun with the Peacekeeper, or the Desert Eagle with the Wingman. I think some weapon could also have infinite ammo, like I've shown with the Ajax, and some like unique features as I've shown with the Rattler from 𝗦𝘂𝗯𝘁𝗂𝗁 2 with the SMG, where it slowly gets faster and faster over time for the Vault. And yeah, we could see things like that come to the game, that I think do change how the base weapons work enough, in so that like it feels like a new weapon. So yeah, please let me know what you guys think, what your elite weapon concepts might be, and yeah, I'll see you guys in this video. Bye for now.